Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And this week, we're starting with something a little bit different. In China, Honda is collaborating with Gundam Seed to give us a Freedom Gundam inspired scooter. It is based on Honda's NS125FX and most of the details are yet to be announced. There didn't seem to be a price tag nor a release date as of yet, but what they did say is that it is currently planned as a China exclusive release. And what they showed off right next to it is a Freedom Gundam inspired electric razor. Probably a lot more affordable than the scooter. Moving on to the Gunpla. On the 18th, Gundam bases in Japan will be getting 2 new limited edition Gunpla. But for those wanting to visit the Gundam base, I am going to give the usual warning. Check the official website before visiting. Days that are expected to be extremely busy, like weekends and holidays, can and will have entry restrictions, so be prepared. When you do get to enter then, you'll be able to buy the Master Grade Super Deformed Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz version, clear color version, for 5,280 yen, 33 US, and the Full Mechanics Gundam Aerial clear color version for 4,730 yen, 29 US. And well, that is all there really is to say about them. They are just straight up clear versions of their retail counterparts. Limited to Premium Bandai then is the SDW Heroes Revival Kirahagane Deluxe Set, Special Coating version. For 5,720 yen, 35 US, this set includes the SDW Heroes Musha Gundam D78th and the SDW Heroes Onmitsu Gundam Aerial, now with actual gold plating for their golden parts. Otherwise, they are still the same as their regular releases. So for the Musha Gundam, we are getting a sword and scabbard, and for the Aerial Gundam, we're getting a long sword, a short sword, a scabbard, armor parts that can be combined into either a big sword or a shuriken, and a golden pet. And the reason that they're now a twin set is because they can share some of those parts. And for even more SD Gundams, we go to the figure front. Slated for an October release is the equally premium Bandai Limited SD Gundam Gaiden Night Gundam soft vinyl figure. It is a pretty big figure, standing at a massive 22 centimeters tall, and it comes with 2 weapons that you can put in its right hand, a sword and a lance. And when non-use, they can also be stored. The lance can be stored on the back, and the sword inside of the shield. It's also nicely detailed, but the price is of course nothing to sneeze at. 27,500 yen or 170 US. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum then, we've got the 4th volume of Gundam Capsule Index. Small SD figures that'll only set you back 400 yen a spin or $2.50. The available units are the New Gundam, the Elysius, the G-Fred, and the Police Zaku. These are non-articulated figures, and their concept is kinda like to act as an encyclopedia inside of a capsule, hence the name Capsule Index. They'll be available in Japanese Gachapon machines in late November. Just announced today then is the Premium Bandai Limited Robot Spirits Gym Trainer version anime. And this is quite something because the Gym Trainer is one of those mobile suits that almost never gets any love, despite being in the first MSV series. Prior to this, like, one of the only ways to get a Gym Trainer was a really obscure 1/300 scale Gunpla. But now, it can be yours as an action figure in December for 7,700 yen, 47 US, and for a training mobile suit, it does come with a nice arsenal of accessories. We've got a Hyper Bazooka, a part to store the Hyper Bazooka, a beam spray gun, a beam effect part for the beam spray gun, 1 beam saber, a normal beam saber blade effect part, a slashing beam saber blade effect part, a shield, 2 thruster effect parts, and a bunch of hand options. So its accessories are almost the same as those included with the vanilla Gym. Also, its signature twin-seater cockpit is replicated with a clear part. Now, if only we could get this version as a Gunpla. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Flint has joined the fray, while on Steam the Vigna Zero has become available. In UC Engage, there was a new event unit assembly featuring the UR Rockon Dockeron and his UR Dryson, as well as a new raid battle event. And in SD Gundam G Generation Eternal, they began by celebrating 9 million downloads with a featured unit assembly. But that was far from everything. You could also gacha for new units like the UR Daryl Balde Season 2 version EX version with UR Guelja Turk, the UR Michaelis Season 2 version EX version with UR Shadiq Sinelli, and the UR Laudaniel and Academy Ship Supporter. Also, the eSimulator went live, giving us various what-if scenarios and some pretty interesting rewards, like the SSR Sailor Mass, Gundam Full Armor, Lawless Soon, and Perfect Zeong. And then we also got some Gundam Extreme vs. 2 Infinite Boost news. Gundam EXA is celebrating their 15th anniversary in several ways, and one of these ways is by adding the integral Extreme Gundam to the Infinite Boost roster. It's releasing on July the 29th, and it was announced through quite the promotional video, which I will have linked down below. There's also a bunch of in-game costumes that can be unlocked, and a campaign where every time you play the game, you'll get points, which can then be exchanged for a mini acrylic stand. This campaign will last from August the 10th until September 23rd. As for the things you could get this week then, first up on the 10th, there was the Gundam Topcoat UV Cut 75% matte, going for 440 yen a bottle, a little under $3 US. The shine is somewhere between matte and semi-gloss, and also protects against color fading caused by ultraviolet light. So you might want to use this on the high-grade Gouf ignited Heine Westenfluss custom, which was released on the 11th for 2,860 yen, 18 US. And we also finally got some new promotional images for this bad boy. It sure is one articulated mobile suit. For the accessories then, we get a curved Slayer whip, a straight Slayer whip, a shield, an open right hand, which is perfect for poses with that whip or the beam Gatling guns, and an angled right holding hand, which is also perfect for the whip or for more dynamic poses with the beam sword. Which comes with 2 beam blades, can switch between its deployed state and stored state without the need for parts forming, and when non-use, it can be stored inside of the shield. Also, the Wizard Pack comes with the standard 3mm connector, which should make it easy to switch out the backpack. The remaining question then is how and maybe even when we're going to be getting the recolors of this thing. There's also the standard colors, the Isaac colors, and even the Rudolph colors. And guess what? When these were released back in the day, they were all standard releases. Even the Rudolph one. Unfortunately, there's no way to go back to those days because time only moves forward. So, on to the 13th we go with the Gundam Operation V Biscuits. One package will cost you only 396 yen, $2.50, and comes with butter-flavored biscuits featuring characters from the OG Gundam and one of 5 mini-kits. There's the RX-78 Gundam with beam rifle and shield, the gun cannon with beam rifle, the gun tank, the G-Fighter, and a twin core fighter set that also comes with 2 bazookas, a shield, and an active beam saber. And despite being so cheap and also so small, these little mini kits are actually surprisingly detailed. Like, not only do they come molded in 4 colors, making them mostly color accurate, but they've also got some minor articulation. Plus, you can recreate variants seen in the series and even not seen in the series. There's variants like the G-Armor, the G-Sky, the G-Bull, and the Gundam with the B parts, and you can also mix and match the torsos and legs, or, the tank treads in case of the gun tank. They never did this in the anime, but it is canonically possible thanks to the core block system. One day later then, you could try out both your luck and your skills for these OG Gundam prize items available in Japanese arcades. You could choose between Gundam glasses featuring the RX-78 Gundam, Sharzaku, or Shar Grumbling About Garma, or an RX-78-2 Gundam head-shaped speaker. And unlike most of these head-shaped speakers, you don't have to open up the cheeks to transform it into speaker mode. I guess the head vents provide enough opening for the sound to travel through. And then last but not least, there was the G Gundam 30th Anniversary Official Soundtrack Collection. It consists of a whopping 5 CDs, setting you back 10,780 yen, 66 US. And you could listen to this soundtrack with some good Gundam reading material, like Model Graphics' Gundam Archives PG Unleashed New Gundam, which celebrates the 45th anniversary of Gunpla. And there was also the new Gundam Wing and Code Geass crossover manga, which began serialization in Comic New Type. It is called Gundam Wing X Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion, Minuet Zero, and it is made by two people who are very familiar with the franchises. The scenario is done by Hirojiro Taniguchi, the producer for Code Geass, and the art is done by Satoshi Ogasawara, who also did the Glory of the Losers manga and the Code Geass Lelouch of the Rebellion RE manga. Chapter 1 is available right now, in Japanese, and I will have it linked down below. In English then, we got the first volume of Witch from Mercury Vanity's Heart, although the official website is saying that it's releasing on August 25th, but I'm pretty sure I got my volume already, so yeah. For the apparel news then, Strig G kicked things off with a collaboration with Nishikawa Shoroku Shoten, which is a company specializing in creating traditional Japanese goods with a particular focus on fans. So on July the 18th, you'll be able to grab 4 different Gundam-inspired folding fans from physical Strig G stores. For 5,500 yen, 34 US, there is a traditional folding fan inspired by either the RX-72 Gundam or Char Zaku. And then for 6,050 yen, 37 US, there is an active fan inspired by either the Double Zeta Gundam and the Cubile or the Double X. And what puts the active fan apart from the standard fan is that it comes with a carabiner, so you can attach it to a bag or something. You know, for an active life. And also releasing in physical Strig G stores on the 18th are the Strig G basic t-shirts and handkerchiefs. For 3,630 yen, 22 US, there is a pocket t-shirt in white with the Double Zeta Gundam logo, or navy blue with the AUG logo. For 4,730 yen, 29 US, there is a cooling t-shirt available in Xeon Beige, Amuro Gray, or Cersei Navy Blue. And then for 1,650 yen, 10 US, there's a Gundam Seat Haro cooling handkerchief. So some great items to face the grueling Japanese summer. And then just today, they announced that also on the 18th, they'll be selling local pins at the Strig G stores in Tokyo, Asakusa, Shizuoka, Shiga, Fukuoka, and Hokkaido, with each pin featuring a design inspired by the region. For example, the Tokyo pin has the unicorn statue, the Asakusa pin has a traditional feel to it, Shizuoka has Mount Fuji, Shiga has Char Zagok with a Shigaraki Tanuki, Fukuoka has the new Gundam, and Hokkaido has the RX-78-2 building a snowman. All very fitting, and all going for 990 yen each, 6 US. Bankore, on the other hand, did what they do best. Releasing more acrylic stands. Up for pre-order this week is the acrylic logo display EX Gundam X 30th Anniversary logo. It goes for 1,320 yen, 8 US, and is slated for a September release. And this week again, it wasn't just Strig G and Bankore releasing some cool stuff, but also Cospa. Available exclusively through the Cospa online store are the Char Custom normal suit inspired clothes. You can get just a jersey for 24,200 yen, 149 US, or you can get it as a set with matching pants for 36,850 yen, 227 US. Pre-orders are currently up, and both sets are slated for a mid-November release. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.